In my last video, I shared 5 steps that you can take to not only help you make life less stressful and more enjoyable, but create a life that you won't want to take a vacation from. But before we start making any changes, there are 3 things that you need to ask yourself so that you know exactly what changes you need to make and why. You see, it's all too easy to start changing parts of your life for the sake of it and the hope that it will make a difference. But if you really want to see a change for the better, you need to answer these 3 questions before you do anything. Want to know what they are? Keep watching. Hey there, I'm Sarah Dew, Master Life Coach, the founder of A Simple and Contented Life, and your mentor for making a change for the better. For the best advice and tips and strategies on how to step out of a life on autopilot and into one of purpose so that you can become your best self and live your best life. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you can keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Okay, the first question that you need to ask yourself before making any changes to your life is, why do you want to change things? It's all very well wanting to do something about your situation, but why are you doing it? Why do you want to change things and switch things up? There is no point in switching things up if you don't know why you're doing it in the first place. What is prompting your need for a change? Because knowing your why makes it so much easier to pinpoint the areas that need your attention the most. So, what is your why? Ask yourself, what is it that leaves me feeling frustrated and frazzled and exhausted and overwhelmed? What areas frustrate me the most about my life and why? Why do I feel like I'm stuck in a rut? And what differences do I hope to bring about by making the changes and switching things up? What is it you are looking to accomplish and change, and why? Maybe you just want life to be a little bit less stressful. Perhaps you wish you had more time to spend with family. Maybe you know that you need to take better care of yourself and that your health needs to take priority because you've been neglecting that bit of self-care. Understanding the answers to these questions allows you to see what areas of your life you want to improve and why. Understand this, and you will be much better positioned to make changes, and not just any changes, the right changes, which brings us on to the next question. Question 2 is, what do you want to change? You've established your why, but in order to work out exactly what needs to be changing in order for your life to improve, you need to know what it is that you need to change, what specific areas, activities, actions, things that you are doing, what is it that needs to change in order for you to switch things up? So look at your answers to question 1 and what can be done about them. Ask yourself, what is working, what isn't working, and how can I make things better? Identify what it is that you don't like and how you would like to change it. Maybe your house is always a mess and you need more storage. Maybe you work really long hours and you want to cut them back so that you can spend more time with family. Perhaps you are always late paying the bills and it's time to get your finances in order. Maybe you're tired all the time and you need some early nights. Maybe you need to start meal planning so that dinner time isn't quite so stressful. Whatever your frustrations might be, make a list of all of the things that you could start doing right now to improve those areas of your life. So comment below this video. What is your why? What is prompting your need for wanting to make a change? And which areas of your life do you want to change and why? Let me know in the comments. The final question that you need to ask yourself is, are the changes realistic? So once you are happy with what you've written, it's time to go through that list and review everything that you have written down, and take a look at and ask yourself, with every single thing that you have written down that you want to change or accomplish, is it realistic? Is it possible for you to achieve it? And what do you need to do to make it happen? Maybe you need some extra time, and that means focusing on how you could make time for it on the evenings and the weekends. Maybe it requires some additional funding, and that would mean scaling back on your finances for a while and saving so that you can put that money towards whatever it is you want to work on. Maybe you need additional resources of other kind, or maybe it's some support from your spouse or family. What do you need, and what other resources do you need to help you make those changes happen? Whatever the changes are you want to make sure they're realistic. Make sure they're easy to implement and that you will actually reap the benefits without too much stress or hassle. If it's going to be too much work or hard work or overwhelm you, you're just going to fall at the first hurdle and then be frustrated that you're not accomplishing. So it is key at this point to make sure before you start diving in and doing anything that the changes you want to make are realistic. And if they're not, don't despair. That's okay, because it's not until you start reviewing this that you'll be able to work out whether things are realistic or not. And if you decide that they're not, then it's just time to revisit your list. Go back through it again and ask yourself if there is a different way of doing it or an easier way that you can do it. So what's next? You identified what is prompting your need to switch things up. You know what needs to change, and you've made sure that the action you want to take is possible. Now you need a plan. So start with the area that you want to work on first. Which area is frustrating you the most, and which also area is going to give you the quick wins that are going to spur you on to keep going. Establish what you need to do and pick something simple where you can start taking action right away. Look at what the end goal is of what you want to achieve for that area, and then work backwards to identify the steps that you need to take in order to make it happen. Don't worry if you feel a little nervous or a little overwhelmed. That is perfectly natural. And it is your body's way of protecting you, because you are about to dive into something that is a little bit new, a little bit different, and a little bit scary. And the urge then can be to stay where you are right now, but don't do it. Yes, change can be scary and it doesn't happen overnight, but even with those butterflies at the thought of changing things, just dive in. Take that first step. Don't worry about steps 3, 4, and 5, and just keep going. Start small and build up. This is one of the things that I tell my clients all the time, is to start small, break things down into baby steps, and just keep focusing on what the next step is. Don't worry about everything else that you've still got left to do, because you will get there and you will get to that point. But keep going, be brave, and dive in. Once you've gained momentum and you've got used to seeing change happening and the great results and things that can happen as a result of diving in and doing those changes, it will become easier to implement new ones. And very soon, you'll be amazed at just how much of a difference it has made and how much closer you are to living that life you don't want to take a vacation from. Remember that happiness is a journey, not a destination. Like Lily Tomlin says, the road to success is always under construction. So just enjoy the ride. Be confident that change is possible. And if at any time you start to lose your focus, just remember the 3 questions to ask yourself. Why do you want to change things? What do you want to change? And are those changes realistic? You've got this, you can do it. But if you want a little help working through these questions so that you can make a change for the better, apply to work with me one-on-one. I'll help you to dig deep, to uncover the reasons you want to switch things up, what it is that you want to change, if those changes are realistic, and then how to make them happen and come up with a plan that you can follow to help you get there step by step. And then most importantly, be there to keep you accountable along the way. Imagine what you can achieve by this time next year by following this process. If you do want to apply to work with me one-on-one, you'll find all of the details about how to do that below this video. And if you'd like support from other women who, just like you, are working to become their best selves and live their best lives, come and join the A Simple and Contented Life Facebook group. It is my favorite place to hang out by far, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. You'll find the link to join below this video too, and I will see you next time.